as far as what we accomplished, right? There's a lot of stuff we can accomplish. We can go over some details and questions, but we touched a lot of stuff, right? So we've been running about 2 weeks behind my own scheduled curriculum, the entire project, right? So as the students are like, oh, this is really interesting. I'm like, we don't have time to really look into this, right? But I had to stop, right, and start enjoying the process, right? Giving students time and space to really digest and play around, right? So we started out with HTML in the first week and a half, right? So we had 3 days in the first week. Then it was what? Was it Memorial Day? So we had 3 days in the first week. That's really building community, building that rapport with the teams, right? Which I thought could happen in a week, and I always forget this, but actually is the entire time, right? I think there are students that just now say, oh, Damon, I can trust him. It's been like 10 weeks, right? But that's understandable, right? So we spent about the first week and a half on HTML. Of course, HTML is written every day after that. After we were doing styling rules inside of HTML, this might have been a bad way of teaching it. Because you got to keep people interested, right? So it was like, hey, this is HTML, and you can throw some color in there, right? To keep the students that are pretty solid HTML interested. So they were doing alignment and stuff, while the other students are still trying to figure out HTML. So now we jump to CSS. So forget half of what you learned, right? Right? You're experiencing what it feels like for change to happen. This is what happened, right? Right? A thing called CSS came out, right? Now you can do your styling rules on a separate document. Do you see how easy this is? They hated it. They're like, oh wait, this is actually faster, right? So it was really neat. So we did CSS, and then now we're in literally week 3, right? Of instruction, right? In week 4, actually at the end of week 3, I pulled the team leaders in. So I'm going to pause right there. Very quickly we realized that having 3 instructors, and I'll go over who those were, and at this time 25 students in the room, a lot of students will fall through the cracks. The management was just a little rough. So we said, okay, we have some very charismatic students in here, some very talented students. We're creating teams.